minutes. Join us as we bring you the top business stories in Africa, as reported on Footprint to Africa this week.
The Central Bank of Nigeria fine-tunes Forex rules. Controversy trails the construction of the $10 million Bagamoyo port. First Bank commences operations in Senegal. Mali to increase gold production output in 2016. Orange to acquire 100% of Celcom telecommunications. Ghana delays implementation of ECOWAS communal tariff. Now in detail. The Central Bank of Nigeria has perfected plans to fine-tune the Forex restrictions in the country. The director of the African Department of IMF, Ms. Antoinette Sayer, urged the CBN to review its Forex policy. She described the measures imposed by the CBN as quite detrimental and said that it has certainly led to a lot of unhappiness in the private sector as private investors perceive the measures to be quite detrimental to their economic activities. And as such, the measures, she said, were neither sustainable nor advisable. The managing director of the IMF, Ms. Christine Lagarde, during her recent visit to the country, reportedly held a closed-door meeting with the CBN governor, also asking that the Forex policy be relaxed. It is reported that the cumulative effect of these factors have led to the CBN relaxing the Forex policy rules. It was reported that the new rules by the CBN would allow customers to deposit foreign exchange in cash directly into their local banks. The new rules also meant that the CBN will no longer sell Forex to Bureau de Change operators. Footprint to Africa gathered that these rules are part of the steps taken by the Apex Bank to reduce the pressure on the Naira. Now in Tanzania, the construction of the $10 million Bagamoyo port causes major controversy as it conflicts reports come to play. It was initially reported that the government of Tanzania had suspended the construction of the port to instead focus on the refurbishment of the Dar es Salaam and Mtwara ports. Upon the receipt of the initial report, the Ministry of Works, Transportation, and Communications clarified in a statement and stated that the construction of the Bagamoyo port will indeed continue. Upon completion, the port would be the largest port in East Africa, and the statement by the ministry announced that the construction of the port will commence in July 2016, upon conclusion of financing negotiations with key partners. According to the statement by the ministry, the governments of Tanzania, Oman, and China have signed a memorandum of understanding for the implementation of the port project. Discussions between the parties are expected to conclude by March 2016. According to the statement, the technical and commercial contracts are being prepared by a joint working team. The Bagamoyo port would be handled 20 times more cargo than the Dar es Salaam port. In financial news, First Bank of Nigeria Limited, a subsidiary of FBN Holdings plc, has revealed that FBN Bank Senegal has finally commenced operations. The bank was formally registered as International Commercial Bank, and according to a statement issued by the bank, the unveiling was part of an integration process and agreement reached by First Bank and International Commercial Bank Financial Group Holdings AG for the acquisition of a 100% equity interest in ICB Senegal. In a statement released by the bank states that the launch further consolidates First Bank's position as the largest corporate and retail banking financial institution in sub-Saharan Africa, and that the expansion represents First Bank's strategic objective to maintain significant market share, expand its Pan-African footprint, and diversify earnings while delivering value to shareholders. The Group Managing Director of First Bank, Dr. Adesola Adejunta, stated that the unveiling of FBN Bank Senegal brand identity aligns with the bank's strategic ambition to steadily broaden and build a more diverse footprint across Africa. The Managing Director, FBN Bank Senegal, Mr. James Bitaye, said, and I quote, "Having built value for Nigeria over the last 120 years, First Bank, through FBN Bank Senegal, is poised to do even more in the Senegalese financial market." FBN Bank Senegal will provide customers with a bouquet of banking solutions that make their financial lives more convenient and stress-free, whilst providing a delightful service experience. Still in the West, Mali is set to consolidate its position as Africa's third largest producer of gold, with 50 tons of gold produced in 2015. Mali plans to increase its output in 2016. This position is supported by President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta. Gold production is expected to start shortly at the Kofi Nord facility run by Canada's Endeavour Mining, part of its Tabakoto mine west of the capital, Bamako, in southwestern Mali. President Keïta said Kofi Nord will produce an average of around 1.8 tons per year. He added that the Fekola mine, owned by B2 Gold, will also begin production this year. It would be recalled the mining minister said that Mali's gold production could rise up to approximately 60 tons a year by the end of 2017. The mining sector in Mali contributes around a quarter of the government's revenue. Now to Liberia. Telecommunications giant Orange has disclosed that it has entered into an agreement with Cellcom Telecommunications Limited to acquire 100% of Cellcom's Liberian subsidiary. This transaction would be done through its subsidiary Orange Côte d'Ivoire. In a statement, Orange said it will provide its marketing expertise and world-class technical capability to further strengthen the network operator, enhance services to consumers, and contribute to the economic growth of Liberia. Cellcom founders and employees will remain involved in business to ensure a smooth integration, support performance, and continue long-standing relations with the government of Liberia. The French multinational telecommunications corporation disclosed that this acquisition is part of the international development strategy, which aims to accelerate its growth by entering new emerging markets with high potential. This would enable the corporation to strengthen its positions in Africa, which is a strategic priority for the group. Now, turning to Ghana. The country has reportedly delayed to implement the Common External Tariff, or CET, imposed by the Economic Community of West African States. The features of the tariff regime include, among others, easy movement of goods and persons across the borders, removal of major trade barriers, and the establishment of a common market in West Africa in order to make goods from ECOWAS countries affordable. The Ghanaian High Commissioner to Nigeria, Mr. William Azuma Awunador Kanyerige, told reporters recently that certain processes have to be put in place before the implementation of the CET. The reluctance of Ghana to implement the CET was expressed by Ernest Bediako, the Chief Executive Officer of Ernest Chemist in Ghana. To keep with the trending business news of the week, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and connect with us on LinkedIn. These news are culled from Footprint to Africa. For daily updates and more business news in Africa, visit us at www.footprinttoafrica.com. Footprint to Africa, business news made in Africa.